Before we start the show, we'd like to thank our sponsors for 2025. SEBA, the Southeastern Beefmaster Breeders Association. Jones Beefmasters, Mr. Clark Jones of Savannah, Tennessee. Valor Cattle Company with Jordan Taylor in Hahira, Georgia. Rockin' RB Cattle Company, Crosby, Texas. BEEF, the Beefmaster Education Endowment Fund. Our host, JCS Farms Beefmasters, Jared Strickland, Savannah, Tennessee. Emmons Ranch Beefmasters, Fairfield, Texas. Cottage Farms Beefmasters, Jackson, Tennessee. Lissy's Beefmasters, Stockdale, Texas. C&M Ranches, Kershaw, South Carolina. Our other host, G&M Cattle Company, Josh Morrison, Taylorsville, North Carolina. And Sea Shepherd Beefmasters, McAllen, Texas. Thank you for all your support. We couldn't do it without you. Welcome to Beefmaster Banner. We're your hosts, Josh Morrison and Jared Strickland, along with Mr. Mackie Bounds. How you guys doing?
I'm doing great. It's a great day in Texas. It's wet.
That don't happen very often. It don't seem, does it?
Not in the middle of June, it doesn't.
Well, we were talking before where I feel sure everybody's right the same way we are, right in the middle of hay season. We got ours made. We got 49 acres ruined the other day, but that's okay. We got the most of it up, and sounds like y'all are having trouble just getting it cut.
We're just not able to cut right now. But you know something is still growing, so we'll be okay.
Yeah. That's what we've been thinking. We've been wanting to cut hay, but I'd rather just have the grass growing in it sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think we should be complaining about the rain.
No.
For sure. Before we get started, we're actually going to talk about BEEF, the Beefmaster Education Endowment Fund tonight. And Mr. Mackie is the president currently of the foundation. But before we do, I do want to congratulate y'all, Mackie, on a great sale a month or so ago.
Thank you.
I reviewed it, and it looks like everything went well on it. And so congratulations. Glad you had a great sale.
Thank you very much. And we appreciate us having the opportunity to be here on your podcast talking about our sale and our cattle. Those small things like that makes for big events later. And what you guys are doing on this podcast, I think is phenomenal. It may only be two of you, but you're helping the whole herd. And that's pretty cool, I think.
I appreciate that.
That means a lot. And I know it probably didn't, but I'll say, I'll let myself think that was a big help for you.
Well, absolutely, huh?
But no, I just want to tell you congratulations. It was a great sale. And but tonight we're going to be talking about beef. And I feel like everybody, we try to hit this at least once a year because it is very important. It is probably the most important thing for our breed that's going on for sure. The research, the education, everything that goes into it. And you're the president, and I'm thankful to be on the board. You all saw fit to stick me on the board this time, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for y'all, but I'm excited about getting going this year. And but we just wanted to have you on, and we're just going to talk a little bit about it. I feel everybody hears of beef, but I feel like a lot of times, and no fault to anybody, but I feel like a lot of times maybe that's all they do is hear about it and think, well, okay, then maybe that's a good thing, but maybe they don't hear the actual details, of why it's good. So maybe
I'd like for us to go back to the very beginning.
Absolutely.
Of beef. It was about 2015, and we was trying to get a lot of research projects kicked off. That's when Bill Pendergrass was our EVP, and we all know his heart and what he believes about the breed, and he was wanting to get a lot of research projects to back it up. But every project costs money. The academia world doesn't do anything for free, and I understand it costs them money. So for us as a breed to go to them and tell them what we needed, they wanted to know, what about the finances that goes with your request? And we was not always in a position to do that, or else we was having to go back to the same breeders every time asking for more and more money. Well, I'd had experience in foundations in my other world, in the construction world. And I helped establish one for the masonry industry. And I mentioned it to our board about establishing a foundation. And there was enough people with a vision that said, let's go do it. And we invested quite a bit of money as a breed association in the very beginning to get this endowment fund set up. But we started at zero. And as we're sitting here today, we have right at $1.4 million in the corpus of this foundation. And when I say in the corpus, that is money that we cannot touch. It will be there forever. It's the endowment. And the only money that we're able to spend in this foundation is the interest that money brings forth for the foundation. But what is surprising, I'm sitting here right now, and Josh, you'll hear this next week in our board meeting. We have approximately $195,000 that's available to give as grants for research, for education. And, you know, all that research information actually becomes a marketing tool for all of us. So we're talking about a lot of money, and we're talking about a foundation that's growing every day. The sale that we had the other day is a Partners in Progress sale, and $10 a head on every animal sold is going to the foundation, to the corpus of the foundation. So it just keeps building up. And more sales are doing that. But I can tell you, and I've been around this association for a long time, this is the most exciting thing I think we've ever done, because it's the future. My gray hairs is not going to be able to enjoy everything that this foundation is going to bring. But you guys that are younger, the sky is the limit. And the more money that we can put into this foundation, I mean, $10 a month, I don't care what it is, it all adds up. And we started out asking for $100,000 pledges. Not that anybody would write a $100,000 check, but they would make a pledge, and over a period of time, they would pay that pledge. And it's been phenomenal. I've seen people step to the plate that I never thought would, but they believe in our breed. They believe in our association. And I hope tonight on this podcast, we can add more folks that hear this to understand you don't have to give 100,000. $10 may be just as much as 100,000.
Absolutely. And I mean, you know, and that's what I mean by, you know, a lot of people know that it's good work that's done, but, you know, I feel like this, you know, doing this every year, just going to bring more and more and more to light what we actually do. And I think it's important to note, if there's, you know, I don't know, say 10 years down the road, there's $5 or $10 million in the corpus, it still can't be touched, but there's a lot more interest coming off something like that we can spend money on.
Absolutely. No matter how high that corpus goes, it's untouchable. And I'll put it this way: if it's touched, somebody is going to a place that I don't want to spend the night in. Okay. So, but the interest is touchable. And like right now, I'll give you a couple examples. University of Tennessee has asked for a grant, which our beef board approved. We're just waiting for some details, because I am a firm believer, if we invest the money in a research project, we need to know how we're going to get the information back so we can use it as a breed. Today, Dr. Garson from Texas A&M contacted me. That'll be something that we'll be discussing at our beef meeting. In fact, I may invite him to come to that board meeting and actually make the presentation, make his request in a public way rather than in writing. And the other thing people don't understand is the satellites can ask for grant money to put on field days for education purposes. I mean, it's sitting there, and that's what it's for. They just have to ask. And then we give scholarship money to JBBA. We got another request to look at next week, and that's JBBA wanted us to do a sponsorship for them. I don't know that we can do an actual sponsorship, but maybe there's some part of the show that we can actually give grant money to help them with expenses. So there are so many things this money can be used for that will benefit every single breeder. And that's the important thing. This isn't for large breeders or the super small breeders. It's for everybody. Every single one of us will benefit. And it's going to help bring more breeders into our breed once we get this information and show them we are the most efficient mama cow out there. We said that for a long time. We're fixing to give facts that are undeniable.
Absolutely. And I know that there's a lot of other research projects that we're looking into as well. With, you know, with other universities, not just University of Tennessee, there's all sorts of different universities that's wanting to talk with us. And it's just some really exciting times because I think, you know, it's been growing, but I really feel like this thing's really exploding now. As far as the interest, you know, universities and other entities wanting to come on board and try our cattle. And that's what it's going to take. It's going to take us getting the research to, you know, the money to them so they can get these cattle or do their research however they choose. And I mean, it's just, you know, it's just such a good thing. And not to bring up another breed, but like in the Angus breed, I mean, the Angus Foundation, you know, that's what made the Angus breed explode into what it is today. I mean, I don't know that you would ever have that if you didn't have the Angus Foundation to begin with. Now, that's just my opinion. I don't know, but I really believe that. So I really think, you know, the more we can get this out and the more people that we can touch, I mean, it's just gonna completely help us in the long run.
Well, the Angus people will tell you that same message. Without the foundation, they would not have been able to do what they accomplished. They did it through research. They brought the facts and they knew how to use those facts. And I think as a foundation and at this upcoming mid-year meetings, I'm going to reach into the Breed Improvement Committee and say, come on, tell us what direction you want to go. We'll go out and find the universities that will do this research for us. And I also think we need to be working very close with the Long Range Planning Committee. That committee is supposed to be looking 5, 6, 7 years down the road. Well, sometimes it takes that long to get the information we need so that we can achieve those goals. So I'm hoping at our board meeting that maybe we can have the chairman of the Breed Improvement Committee and the chairman of the Long Range Planning Committee in there to speak with them and let them know, guys, we have the money here. Let's use it to the benefit of every member of our breed. People get to thinking that BBUs always want more money, more money, more money. And hey, I'm human. I don't like prices going up any more than anyone else. But here's an opportunity that we can give back. And we're doing that more than what people may think. And we'll continue to do that.
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point. The commercial cowmen and the breeders, they want the facts, and we've got to get to those universities to get the facts. And like you mentioned, it takes time to get there, you know, maybe 5 years sometimes on some stuff. So I'm excited to see what y'all come up with on your meetings.
What excites me is Texas A&M has been talking to us for a long time, but the University of Tennessee hasn't. And now all of a sudden they are. And they're excited. I mean, they're not just talking, they're itching. And they're wanting more than one project to look at. And that's cool. You have the University of Arkansas at Monticello. You've got Stephen F. Austin College here in Texas. I mean, more and more are popping up. And as we reach out to others and let them know, hey, we've got projects. Let the Breed Improvement tell us, what do you need? and let us go out and find the academia that will take that and do the research and give us the facts to back up the project.
Absolutely. And you know, just for instance, to kind of give folks an idea of kind of what has been done, and this was going to be before my time, Mackie. So if I'm wrong, please correct me. But you know, like we used funds, or Beef used funds in the creation of RFI, which is residual feed intake, and then $FE, which is feed efficiency. So in, you know, Beef was able to help fund that research to get those EPDs going. Am I correct on that?
That's absolutely right. And not only that, but helped establish $T, $M, bring those indexes together. Very early on, we was able to do that. You know, we talk about the endowment and the corpus, which is important, but people also gives money that is specifically for research that does not go into the endowment itself. It goes into a research account. And we have that money there too. And that sum is building up more and more every day. And in our financial report next week, we'll share that with the entire association, because you have those funds, you have education funds, scholarship funds. It's amazing what we've accomplished thus far, but we haven't seen anything yet. And Jared, you're on the BBU board.
Yes, sir.
And Josh is on the beef board. I can tell you now, we've got a better beef board than y'all have. Okay. Now, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I've got Clay with me here, so
don't give me the big head. Oh yeah, it's two against two here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we'll win either, Josh.
I don't think so. I don't think so. But yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. And now I was just trying to give some ideas, so people were like, hey, you know, what have you done? Well, there's two huge things we've done, because that's going to bring, you know, the RFI and the feed efficiency. That's huge, that, you know, to better ourselves as breeders. And I think it's important too to note, just like you said earlier, nobody wants to spend more money. I mean, they just don't. I get it. I don't either. But what you've got to understand is, with beef, everything you give to beef is going straight out. None of us get paid. Nobody gets paid. We're volunteers, and you know, we're proud to do it. So the only money that gets spent is either on research, education, or scholarships. That's it.
That's it.
And it's going to do nothing.
Last year we gave $17,000 out in scholarships. That's pretty phenomenal in itself.
Oh yeah.
And that's our future breeders.
For sure. And I mean, so that's what I'm saying. This is going to do nothing but help you as a breeder in the long run. Everybody. It's not, like you said, not for the big breeder, not for the small. It's for everybody. And you know, but this is the only way we can run, is on donations. And you know, that way we can spend the money to get the research, the education, everything out there. You know, we get that data back, and then we all look at it, and I'm thinking the board looks at it as well. And then, you know, we go from there. But that's the best way, and probably the most efficient way to get better as a breed, to know where we need to improve, where we're lagging behind. And you know, at the committee meetings, please come to the committee meetings, and please come to this meeting. If you've got an idea for research or education or anything like that, we're all open ears. That's what we're here for. We want to hear from you, because if there's something out there that we're missing or that we've not seen yet, we want to hear about it.
Thank you for saying that, Josh, because I get the idea sometimes people think if I'm not on a committee, I don't need to be going to those meetings. And I'm going to tell you, I go to the convention, and I always went to the mid-year meetings. These mid-year meetings are the most educational part that I go to. I learn. I'm not on every committee, but I try to go to every committee meeting. and listen, and I'll make comments from time to time. They're not always heard, but that's all right. Not all of my ideas are good, so I understand. But I would love to have people come to our foundation meeting and sit in there and listen and talk to us. Give us ideas. We want to get better, and we want to get better for the breed. And there's a lot of bright minds in our association, and we can't put everybody on the board, but we can listen to everybody. And I want to make sure people understand we will.
Something else you mentioned, or that kind of struck my brain, is these, I don't have the map in front of me, but the board members are selected, and help me with this, Mackie. It's one per region, correct?
That is correct.
So they're not, it's not everybody from Texas or everybody from the Southeast. It's and that, I think that's a really big difference with beef from other things that happen, not even in this breed, just other things that happen, is, you get one. So you've got somebody that's in your region. Be glad, if you're in California and you want to call me, that's fine. But just know it's the board is, a little bit of everybody. It's a little bit of everybody from a little bit all around the world, the nation. And that's a really cool thing to me, is the way that the board members are selected.
It is spread all the way across the country. And like I said, there's nothing lopsided. Everybody is represented. And if they have a challenge or they've got a recommendation, they can call somebody from their district that represents them. And I hope one day maybe we see BBU do the same thing. I don't know. But I think it's right that everybody has that type of representation. I shouldn't have a voting say in who represents you guys in Tennessee. I think your peers should elect whoever they want to be on that board, because y'all know the area better than anybody knows the area. And that's what I like about this foundation board. We've got some great minds from across the country, and they've got one focus and one focus only, and that's what we can do to improve our breed through this foundation. And I think they've done a great job to date. It's on my shoulder to lead us now, and I'm going to do everything within my power to take this foundation to the next level. I've got a goal of bringing the corpus up to $3 million, and I'll be laying a plan out next week on how we're going to achieve that. And I hope nobody runs from me after they hear me say this, but because it's not going to hurt anybody. But I guarantee you one thing, in a couple more years, I hope this conversation is remembered and they start seeing the results of us investing our money. And that's what we're doing. We're investing. I made a pledge long ago, and many more has too. And it's amazing now to see some come back and make a second pledge. They're seeing the benefits.
That's something, Nate, to point out, like you mentioned, Mackie, it's an investment. You put that money in that corpus and it's there for forever, and it's drawing that interest, and it's always paying that dividend year after year after year after you can keep pledging to it or do it once or whatever, but it's an investment for a lifetime, really.
Yeah. And let me stress, our books are open. Anybody can read it, and they will see that corpus is not touched. We won't even let it get close. We've got a method in place where we have to take certain averages that keeps us pretty well off of even getting down close to touching a corpus, because we know it's not within our rules and regulations to touch it. And our bylaws, it states it very clear. And if you want to get a little bit stronger, the IRS tells us we better never touch it. So we've got two good reasons.
You never want to mess with them.
Never.
Because they don't want to be your friend.
No, they don't.
But no, I mean, and I really love what you said there. It's open. Everything's open. All you have to do is call and say,
Yeah.
"Hey, I want to see where that money goes." Okay, that's no
Yeah.
problem. We can show you where
Yeah.
every penny of every dollar went.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna make another bold statement here because I think I'm right. But if I'm not, you tell me. Being my first time on the board, but we had originally set a goal, I think, in January, and if I'm not mistaken, we surpassed that goal by like March as far as raising money, and we've actually you set us that other goal of the 3 million. Isn't that correct?
Right. That is correct. At our convention, we passed that goal. I
That's
mean, it
pretty
was
awesome.
unbelievable. Yeah, it was just, I mean, it poured in. And I mean, just within about 48 hours, we had like 400,000 in pledges put into place. So let's get all of our pledges collected. We'll be right at $2 million in the corpus. So
Man.
that's exciting. And I want to turn the presidency over one day when there's 3 million that will be in that corpus when the pledges are collected. And we'll just stay out in front of it. You know, we talk about 5 million, man, we'll never reach that. Oh yeah, we will. And it won't take as long as people think. But I keep stressing, yeah, do we want 100,000? Jared, if you write $100,000 check today, I'll help you bell hay, okay? But I don't have to have that $100,000 check. I mean, a person may only can be able to afford $10 a month. Okay, that's fine. That's $100 a year, and it doesn't take long for that to add up.
Absolutely,
and
especially if you get
it
several folks
just,
doing it.
yeah. I mean, just like the Partners for Progress, $10 a head. People say, "Well, that's not much money." Well, you go sell 100 bulls at $10 a head. It adds up.
absolutely.
And we just get every sale in our breed to be Partners in Progress. It will surprise you how much money that will go into that endowment just through sales alone.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. And I think it's important to note, as we're kind of nearing towards the end of this, but you can go to the Beef-Master Education Endowment Foundation website, click donate here. You'll see the big blue box on the right side of the toolbar. You can scroll down. You can give a one-time I mean, it's so easy now. You can give a one-time donation. You can click which fund you want it to go to. The general fund or scholarships, research, and yeah, research and scholarships.
Yeah.
And I said the general fund. You click on down frequency. You can do monthly, or you can do a one-time gift. You can do it in memory or in honor of somebody if you want. But it is so easy to give. Especially this is kind of newer, a newer system, but it works great. I've used it, and I know a lot of other people have, and it's fantastic. And very, 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 very easy to do.
Yeah. I
Absolutely.
tell people it's easier to give money here than it is at church because you can sit in your house and do it.
There you go. That's good.
It is that. It is that. But I really hope everybody learns something every time we talk about beef, because it is so, 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 so important and vital to our breed, and getting our breed more attention for one. Teaching folks, that may be in another breed or commercial, just how good our cattle are, because we know it, but they don't. And we've got to get we've got to get it out that we are the best cow there is. I mean, we have the best mama cows that there is. And nobody can talk me out of that at this point.
No.
I'm fully convinced. And, getting this research out, I do want to hit one more thing before we end, because I feel like somebody may ask. No research. So let's just pick on University of Tennessee because we've been talking about them. They're going to do the research. No research results go out until we all review them.
That is correct.
I want to make that clear.
the beef board will review them because we're the one that gave the grant money, and then it'll be turned over to the BBU board for them to review before anything is released. Now, one thing that I'm going to encourage us all to think about, good or bad, we need to be observant of it. Use the good to market, use the bad to get better. And I don't expect every piece of research to be exactly what we want to hear. Sometimes we may get some results back that goes, ouch, we're going to have to fix this. But you know, I was president of BBU 10 years ago, and I was thinking the other day, in 10 years, is this breed the same breed? It's not. We've taken some giant steps in the right direction. And I want to see us continue to go in that direction. And a lot of it was results of those research projects that got us pointed in the right direction. $M is important because we are a maternal breed. And for the longest, we never recognized that. We didn't push us in the right direction. But through beef, it has enabled us. Our bulls are useful in the cattle industry. We've proven to people you can put our bulls and we're not going to hurt your tenderness of meat. We will add more pounds. So you're going to get more money on that animal that's on 4 feet than you would if it didn't have Beef-Master in it. And I could go on because it's exciting to me to see how far we've come over the last 10 years. And how long has this foundation been in existence? 10 years. And we're just getting started in this foundation. Josh, one day you'll be president of this foundation and you'll be talking on this podcast about 7 and 8 million, okay? And
that or we'll have Jared. That or we'll have Jared as president of that one.
Nah, you got that.
Well, he'll be president of BBU. See?
Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go. I'd rather be a beef, I think. Just kidding. Just kidding. But Mackie, I know we had you on kind of real close together, and as always, thank you for coming on. Thank you for doing this with us. I really hope this brings some insight, and I'm sure we probably missed something that somebody's going to have a question about. But if you have questions, folks, don't hesitate to reach out to me, Mackie. You can even reach out to Jared. I mean, anybody,
I'll find the info.
Absolutely, anybody can help you or at least get you in the right direction. And don't hesitate to ask any questions. There are no dumb questions. Just ask, because that's the only way you're going to learn. And I don't blame you.
I want to say a special thank you to you guys for giving us this opportunity to talk about something as important as this. And it's an avenue. 10 years ago, we didn't have this, okay? And I give a lot of credit to our success, to you younger folks in our breed that have learned the communication skills of the internet and have picked up on things that we had to learn during COVID. And now we're doing some great things with it. I'm not one of those computer whizzes, but I sure like seeing it being used to the benefit of our Beef-Master breed. So from the bottom of my heart, I say thank you to you two guys for what you do.
That means a lot. We sure appreciate that.
Absolutely. And we couldn't do it without you all being willing to come on and talk. So, the two country boys that just decided one day they were going to do this. So
I like that.
We really appreciate it, but it means a lot that you come on. But folks, anything, you want to know where your money's going, we're glad to tell you. So don't hesitate to ask questions. We hope to see everybody soon, and we'll see everybody on the next episode. Well, we want to thank everybody for listening to the Beef-Master Banner podcast. Please know that we are on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and we are on YouTube. Just search Beef-Master Banner. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. We love hearing from you, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you.